What's up everyone, Dawn here with another drawing video. Today I'm going to show you how to draw Abel from The Weeknd. Let's start things off simply by drawing the shape of his forehead and the protruding brow line, which is pretty easy. And then we're going to work on his face shape. Nothing too complex here. And we're going to work on his ear ever so slowly, and the inner buildup of his ear. I'm using thinner line weights for the inside detailing for the ear, so you know there's not too much like confusion with the different types of lines we're using here. And I'm going to start drawing his hairline and his beard line. His hairline kind of like fades off into his beard line. And I use thin lines for all these inner details just because, I want to have variety with the line art. I want to work on his nose. He has like a really narrow nose compared to other rap singers of this ethnicity. So, I thought that was pretty interesting while I was drawing it. And now we're going to work on his kind of hazed, tired looking eyes, which is an extremely important feature about him that you got to keep in mind when you're drawing him. He has like tired looking eyes and really thick eyelids, kind of like Kendrick Lamar. It's weird because a lot of the rappers have like these tired eyes, like Lil Wayne, and it's like they're like stoned all the time or something. But we're going to be using thin tapered lines for like the brow shapes, so we're not taking too much attention away from the rest of the piece in uniform. And then I'm going to work on his mouth. And what I did here when I'm drawing the mustache is I'm just using really fast pencil strokes to kind of simulate the look of like hairy mustache, but not making it look like it's super thick where it looks like a bunch of hair there. Now his hair. There's nothing really much to say about it other than wow, weird looking hair. It's like a noodly palm tree on top of his head. So just like keep a palm tree in mind, even though they are dreadlocks, kind of like a wilted flower when you're drawing those dreadlocks, which I think is pretty funny because I've never drawn dreadlocks that look like that. It's just so weird. Work on his clothing. Keep in mind to use the thin lines for the details of like wrinkles and textures, just so we're not distracting the attention away from the entire drawing. I'm trying to unify it all by using variety with our line weights, which is really important. I'm drawing his seaweed hair, dreads. Looking dreads. I kind of made it look like a I don't even know what you call it, like a mop, like a wormy mop. We're gonna shift on over to the coloring now, which is really interesting. I spent like about, I don't know, an hour on the coloring. it took a while because I was focusing too much on the reference picture for the coloring. And when I'm coloring portraits, I don't really look at the reference as much unless I'm trying to figure out like eye color or pinpoint the tone of the skin. But I spent too long on this coloring, more than I would have liked. I was shooting for around 30 minutes. But as you can see, I took a reference from Google, kind of chopped it down a little bit so it wouldn't overlap my drawing, and just color picked his skin tone and his hair tone. What I like to do when I'm doing my coloring and shading is I start with a semi-dark, semi-light tone for the base colors, just so I can build upon my highlights on top of the base color. And if I wanted to, I could put in some shadows like I'm doing right now with his, with some of the darker spots on his face that, most of the light isn't capturing. Now, when I'm working on the background, this was just something that kind of reminded me of his eccentric, trippy, zoned out type music. I've heard like a few songs just to see who this guy was or what the Weeknd was. I had no idea what it was. I'm not into this type of stuff, but he's like, I don't even know what kind of, it's kind of like Cardi B, the music style, just really slow tempo, hipsterish sounding, and you know, with that that hip hop flair to it, but not really like has the tempo of hip hop. But I kind of simulated that or emulate that feeling into the background by using like the dark purples and the pinkish reddish tones that contrast with one another, just to make it look more interesting, more like a pop-ish video. So what I did was I just started with the base color of purple and then built on a lighter contrasting color to that base purple, and just eventually built on a pinkish reddish color that contrasted real well with that purple color. And just to make him stand out, I just added like a really light whitish but pinkish tinted highlight that kind of brought his face out from the background, because you don't want to keep it like a dark color because he won't stand out at all. It'll look crappy, believe me. The video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Like I said, I'm gonna be submitting a lot more videos every day, or at least try to every day, showing you how to draw cool stuff. If you guys have requests, please feel free to leave a comment or message me personally for any kind of request you want. I'll definitely consider it. I'll research on it if I don't know what it is. Subscribe and hit the bell notification icon when you subscribe to make sure that you're getting constant updates when my new videos are coming out, which is going to be pretty consistent. Check out the cool pages I have featured in the video description. Don't forget to do that. I have my personal Facebook page in there in case you want to commission me for anything. The tools I use, it's in the Facebook. A lot of important information that I get asked about is in that description. So check that out. Stay tuned, guys. Keep your eyes peeled. I'll be coming right back at you with another video.